What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to episode 15, Nick, of Psychotic and Iconic. Big shout out to Ant for our intro song. Everybody go follow him on Instagram at Just Ant, as always. I'm having a brain freeze. So instead of me just making this more awkward, I'm going to pass it off to Mike Mahomes, and we're going to get started.
Yo, he is definitely rusty as shit. Yo, this is
I'll be better next week. I'll be better next week, I promise.
Damn, dude, you're still on vacation, fam. It must be nice.
I'm on vacation.
It must be nice.
I was seconds away from giving you a clap for, oh, shit, polls.
Yeah. Fam, whoa.
I don't want to clap
That's
for
where
you,
you were
boy.
at. I was about to clap for you because you got the episode number right this week.
Whew.
Damn, that went off the rails fast. It's all right, Mikey. Drink some water, all right? Tonight, guys, just previewing the episode real quick. We have the top 10 fantasy PPR wide receivers. We have an AFC North preview. Steelers, Browns, Ravens, Bengals. We got some more news. We're talking about sports cars. We got something about... Should I say it? No, maybe not. It's exciting what we're going to talk about with the sports card.
It's groundbreaking.
It's something different.
Groundbreaking.
Okay? You're going to want to see that. Other than that, I will reiterate that we are having live streams during the NFL regular season every Monday and Thursday, 8 o'clock p.m. Be sure to tune in before Monday Night Football and Thursday Night Football.
You don't want to miss this.
Here at P&I.
Don't be foolish.
You don't want to miss this.
All right.
This is too fucking fire.
It's a lot of fun. Come on now. All right. So, that being said, Phil, you know what to do.
Top 10 wide receivers, baby. Let's fucking get it. Let's get it. Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, let's see what you fucking crazy guys have on
I can't wait to do this one.
I'm excited.
This should be entertaining again.
Yo, the running back show. Oh, my God. People are going to be turning heads.
Oh, yeah.
My God.
You turned my head with the fucking Chris Carson pick.
I told you, that's my guy. Chris Carson, Nick Chubb. All right. So let's go right into it. I think I'm going to have to give it to you first tonight, Nick.
Okay.
All's fam again. Jesus Christ.
All right, at least you caught yourself.
It's almost
this
like
time.
one of these episodes I make so many references unintentionally. Or maybe it was intentional.
All right, let's get right into it.
Freak ass.
Freak ass.
Smooth ass.
Fly
Let's
ass.
talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Nick, go ahead. Give us your top 10 PPR wide receivers.
All right, so top
let's
10,
go.
if you guys really want the real top 10, here it goes. Number 10, Julio Jones.
Ooh.
Number 9, Allen Robinson. 8, Justin Jefferson. 7, Keenan Allen. 6, DK Metcalf. 5, Calvin Ridley. 4, DeAndre Hopkins. 3, Tyreek Hill. 2, Stephon Diggs. And number 1, Devontae Adams. No cat.
Real quick. Damn.
Let's go. Fire that shit.
Shots fired.
Fire that
did
shit.
I not hear AJ Brown's name?
No, you didn't.
Ooh.
Straight up. You didn't.
Oh, that's a bold prediction in itself.
It's always bold.
And Julio was in there, which
I had him in my top 10.
We said this previously.
I'm a man of my word, Mike.
Yeah, I know.
I'm a man of my word, bro.
Hey, listen, I'm proud of you.
Oh,
I'm going to
thank
have
you.
to pass it off to Mike now, though.
Okay, let's go, Mike.
All right.
So, number 10, I have Justin Jefferson. Number 9, I have Julio. Number 8, I have Allen Robinson. Number 7, I have Keenan Allen. Number 6, I have D-Hop. Number 5, I have Calvin Ridley. Number 4, I have DK Metcalf. Number 3, I have Stephon Diggs. Number 2, I have Devontae Adams. And number 1, I have Tyreek Hill. That was perfect, dude.
Perfect timing. Nice, Phil.
That is awesome.
Round of applause. We got the best producer in the business.
The GOAT.
Phil Nace over here.
That is awesome.
Wow. Did I not hear a mention of AJ Brown on your list?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
No cap. of course.
Jesus. Wow.
Well, I'm assuming you have him in your top 10, so go ahead. Proceed. Carry the hell on.
Y'all are crazy.
Yeah, now go through it fast because this is going to be wrong.
I'm the stat guy. I'm never wrong. I'm wrong like one time in a blue moon. All right.
Oh, I can't wait.
I can't wait for this one. Go ahead.
And actually, you
I've
were
been
like
I've been waiting
copying
on
me.
this.
Like number 10, Justin Jefferson.
We agree?
I know.
Wow.
Wait, get this. Number 9, Julio Jones. When you started off like that, I was like, this fucker read my list. Number 8, A.J. Brown. That's my bold prediction. 2 Titans receivers in the top 10 this year.
Wow.
We'll save that for the bold prediction episode, but I'm just throwing that out there, okay? Number 7, Calvin Ridley. Number 6, DK Metcalf. Should have been an Eagle. Number 5, also a bold prediction, maybe not so bold in some audiences, but judging by ADP, Keenan Allen, number 5, and he's a lock. I used that word last show with Nick Chubb.
Certified lock?
Certified lock for top
Okay.
5, and I used the same words for Nick Chubb. Right?
Yeah, you did.
I said guaranteed Keenan Allen's going to be top 5. All right? Maybe higher. Number 4, DeAndre Hopkins. Number 3, Stephon Diggs. Number 2, Tyreek Hill. And boy, I had him at number 1 briefly. But damn, Mr. Statman did his research and he could not deny Devontae Adams the top spot. Devontae Adams is your number 1 receiver, and it's actually not even really close after I did my research. Oh,
It's not.
I mean, should
I
we
agree.
just start there? Should we just start with Devontae Adams? I think we kind of have to.
I mean, like, what's there to say? He's the undisputed number 1 wide receiver. He's been number 1 the last couple years. You know, and he has like the best quarterback in the league. You know, one of them, and Aaron Rodgers in the MVP. He's going to get fed. It's just what it is. You know
I
what
think
I mean?
I'm going to wind up changing Mike's mind right after I read this to him. Because I've done this before. I made you change your mind live on a show, and you might change your mind right now, okay? Devontae Adams led all players, not just wide receivers, all players with 25.6 fantasy points per game. That's 3.7 more than number 2 receiver Tyreek Hill last year. That's a lot per game, okay? 16 plus fantasy points in 11 of 14 games played. He didn't even play the full season and he was the number 1 receiver. 30 plus fantasy points in 7 games. That's 4 more than any receiver last year. This is dominance, okay? Top scoring wide receiver by 29 points last year despite missing 2.5 games. He had at least 9 targets in 14 of 15 games. Career high and league high, 34% target share. What the fuck?
Yeah. It's his offense.
3rd straight year, over 30% target share. This is ridiculous. Mike, did you change your mind?
No.
All right, here, I'll give you Tyreek Hill's little stat piece first, and then you'll change your mind. I love him, by the way. Tyreek Hill, career high 15 receiving touchdowns last year, top 5 receiver in fantasy points per game. 3 of the last 4 years, top 10 receiver in 40% of his games last season. That's 3rd best in the league, and that debunks the theory that he's not consistent, because he very much is. That's one of his knocks. Everyone's like, boomer bust, boomer bust. No, he's a certified top 5 receiver, but there are no numbers that match up to what I just read about Devontae Adams. And I had, like I said, I had Hill there.
Should have left.
I did my research, and I admitted that was a little much. He'd be number 1 in any other year, but Devontae Adams is living.
I think the Chiefs are coming fierce this year.
I agree.
I love the Chiefs, dude. Like I said, I think they have a chip on their shoulder. I think they found, like, now they don't feel like they're on top of the world. They don't feel like they're unbeatable. I think they got embarrassed in the Super Bowl. I think Mahomes is, I wouldn't be surprised if he was the MVP. I think he's going to have
my early pick.
I was going to say,
we will talk about that.
I would say right now, I would probably put him at top of my list, subject to change.
We'll cover that in the show, the first show of the regular season.
I can
We're
see
be
them
talking about MVPs, playoff predictions,
I could see
Super Bowl
him
predictions.
and Hill being like bombs away this year. I like Hill this year, and I think he's going to be the number 1 receiver.
Taking the easy route.
Mike, I like
MVP.
the case because, like I said, I mean, he's right.
subject
He's
to
right
change.
there.
Subject to change.
Yeah, you can.
But I think Mahomes is coming back this year.
Finalize your preseason picks on that Thursday night, first game of the season, first
can't wait.
show of the regular season. That's when your MVP pick will be tied to your name for this year. Okay.
I'll be honest. Stephon Diggs is a better fantasy player than Tyreek Hill in my opinion.
Ooh, I mean that's a bold claim in itself.
I don't think it's bold at all. I think
Tyreek Hill was number 2 last year.
That's awesome. I think Stephon
That's
Diggs.
also fuck off.
Yeah, I mean, straight up.
Missed me.
Stephon Diggs had 168 targets last year, 1,535 yards, and the only reason why he's third is because of his touchdowns. Now he has another year with Josh Allen. I see that going up,
Well,
up.
I mean, so we all agree. Did you have him number 2?
I had him number 2. Yeah.
And Mike and I had him 3.
3.
I mean, look, if they're close, I
Yeah,
get it.
it's gonna be
I
close.
just think that Stephon Diggs is a better fantasy wide receiver than Tyreek Hill.
He's probably got a higher floor, but Hill has a higher ceiling. If they are bombs away, I mean, he's also probably the best deep threat in the NFL.
Oh no, he's not like probably. He definitely is.
The only difference between Hill and Diggs and Devontae Adams is the number 2 receiver in Devontae's offense is arguably Alan Lazard, Bob Tunyon.
Stinks.
Or
I mean, they don't stink. They're okay.
Valdez.
Yeah, MVS, because I'm not saying his full name again after last show. Marquez Valdez Scantling. That is, I said it right this time.
You did.
I mean, that's just a mouthful. Pause.
Whoa.
Why do we got to do this?
I don't
Come
know.
on, it's for
man.
entertainment,
We're taking it
man.
too far out here.
I mean, it's for entertainment.
Pause.
But yo,
Tyron Woodley voice.
here's Stephon Diggs' case, all right? He was the only wide receiver in the league last year with 10-plus fantasy points in every single game. The most
Louder.
consistent option last year.
He was a beast last year.
He led the league with career highs in targets, receptions, and receiving yards. A career high, 29% target share. But like I said, there's just nobody overly threatening behind Devontae Adams and his workload. As long as he's healthy. I mean, I just don't see it. I don't see how. He's just dominant. He's a force.
Oh no, I'm with you. I got Adams number 1.
But
I had
Diggs
too.
definitely has the higher floor than Tyreek Hill. The ceiling, though, is off the charts if the Chiefs come fucking firing away. And he could finish number 1. He is.
He will.
Oh, Mike, I'm sorry to hear that.
He used my line. He got me.
I'm sorry to hear that. It's
The other
crazy.
one, I guess we all had Hopkins at 4, right?
No, I have Metcalf.
You had Metcalf at 4. You have Hopkins at 5?
6.
6.
And that's because I trust Matt Ryan and Russell Wilson more than I trust Kyler Murray.
Wow.
Wow. Really?
Bro, you know how I am with that, dude. Dude, the Cardinals are just, and you know how I am with DeAndre Hopkins, dude. I think he's the best. I love him. But I can't get behind that team.
You don't
just
like
can't do it.
You really hate
You're not
the
a Kyler.
Cardinals.
He's
No,
he's
dude, I'm not a
guy.
Kyler and
He's
Cliff
not.
guy, dude. I'm not.
Tyler's so good.
I'm not taking anything away from him. I'm not at all. There's just something I don't like it. I'm not comfortable with it.
Well, let me spit something here for you. right?
Educate me. Educate me.
Here's your education.
I'll give you something to spit on, but educate me.
Oh!
Hey, yo.
Alarm!
Whoa.
Oh my God!
Hit that shit.
If I had to guess what he would say, that was exactly what I thought. That could be a title. I mean, it's like definitely rated X.
Yeah.
It's rated P and I.
Oh my God, I'm taken aback by that.
All right,
Wow.
deep breath. Deep breath.
Oh my God.
Carry on.
Carry the hell on.
I don't know how I could. I'm a little threatened right now. DeAndre Hopkins, though, Mike, to educate you, all right? First year in Arizona last year, in case you forgot,
I forget.
all right? 4 consecutive years as a top 5 wide receiver in fantasy football. Mm-hmm. These are facts. And he was low on touchdowns last year for him. Mm-hmm. I expect that to go up. I think he'll be double digits this year. I think he had 7 or 8. 6. Oh, God. So he was top 5 considering that. 29.4 target share last season. That's second highest among wide receivers. He's a target beast. He had at least 7 targets in 15 of 16 games. And with the help behind him this year, and another year of growth for Kyler Murray, I don't see how he's not in the top 5 again. If anything, I would have argued.
Cliff Kingsbury.
Listen, he is what he is. Is he gonna? I mean, is he gonna improve?
Stinks.
I don't like him, but this is Kyler Murray here. Kyler Murray's a stud. I trust Kyler Murray, and therefore I trust DeAndre Hopkins. Always been one of my guys. He's a
I
stud.
love him, dude. He's been my favorite wide receiver in the league for probably 5 years.
Probably got 1 to 2 elite years left. This will be one of them. And they're, like I said, I mean, I corrected myself a couple shows ago. I said that they will be a playoff team.
Fuck no.
Yep. They will be the third wild card seed. I can still change that before
better change it
Thursday
right
night.
now.
We'll change it.
Before the next Thursday night show.
Yeah, you'll change it. You'll come to your senses.
could.
You'll come to your senses.
But I said all 4 NFC West teams are making the playoffs. That was a late change. I'm kind of feeling good about it.
I love D Hop, but he's certified top 5. I don't care what anybody
He
says.
is. And listen, the only thing I might have argued was whether or not I put Keenan Allen at 4 and Hopkins at 5. Still top 5. Should we move on to Keenan Allen? What did you guys, where'd you have him?
Look,
I
I
have
love
7th.
Keenan Allen. I
7?
I actually originally had him at number 8, and I moved him up a slot. I like him better than Justin Jefferson. I think he had 97 catches or more in the last 4 years. He's the only player in the league to have. So, and Herbert as well. I think the Chargers are going to be much better. I just love Keenan Allen. I think he's one of the best route running wide receivers in the game.
He is the best route runner.
Yeah,
run the whole-
arguably,
he can run the whole track.
arguably.
Let me tell you, he's the best route runner in the NFL.
But that's your opinion. I mean, it's definitely arguable. What I'm saying is,
Who
like,
else
he
would you
is
put up
definitely
there, in your opinion?
Maury.
Stephon Diggs, maybe.
Amari Cooper.
maybe Diggs.
Amari Cooper.
Amari can run a route, but he won't stay on the field.
You know who can run routes?
Who?
Calvin Ridley.
That's why.
Sweet.
Number 5.
Yeah, I had Ridley at 5 too.
Talk
as
about
well.
that, too.
But I mean, look, I like Keenan Allen. I love him this year, so I moved him up a slot at 7. I think that's a fair, number for him because I have DK Metcalf. He is like a certified star in this league.
We'll touch on him, too.
Yeah, he's the next D Hop almost.
He's
He's got it.
He could be better.
Could be.
He's got the physical tools to be better.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, no, I love Keenan Allen.
And he has a
big on
good
him.
Hold that-
quarterback.
hold
D-Hop
that
never had a
thought.
good quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, he's got one now.
Yeah.
Let me remind you, this is an elite quarterback already. He's amazing.
How many times he made the playoffs?
Bro.
I'm just
Well,
asking.
he
You want to
didn't-
say he's
I mean,
elite?
come on.
You want to say he's elite? I want to see
we
something.
ain't there yet.
I want to see
We
something.
ain't there yet.
Yeah,
He was an
he's not there
MVP
yet.
candidate last year.
How'd that work out for him? He missed the playoffs.
It's too early in the show for me to be face palming.
But yeah, I mean, so going back to Keenan Allen, I mean, he had
let me-
147 targets, 100 catches. The only thing that was weird is that his receiving yards were low. He didn't break 1,000.
Well, yeah, Justin Herbert also didn't get the job soon enough. That was the issue.
Yeah, but if I look at other guys on the list, they had 1,000 yards. You know what I mean? Like Mike Evans didn't have the best year, but he
He
still
was
had
8
1,000.
yards short. I mean,
No, but I'm just saying he didn't have 1,000 yards.
he missed 2 games. So
Right.
that was it too. And normally, I mean, hey, this guy's had a clean bill of health after years of fighting off that whole mantra that he's
Yeah.
injury prone. He had season-ending injuries like 3 different times. It's the same note about Carson Wentz. It's like those are injuries you can't control. The soft tissue shit I worry about. He only missed 2 games. He's been available. So Keenan Allen, though, once Justin Herbert got the job, he's right back up there for me. You already said the point about 97 catches 4 straight years, but I want to say one other thing about that. He's only one of 2 wide receivers to have 90-plus catches the last 4 years, and the only other one was DeAndre Hopkins.
Wow.
So I don't think
stat.
anyone realizes that.
It's a good stat.
I mean, 97 in 4 years is already amazing, but
He's an animal.
one of 2. And I mean, in 11 full games with Justin Herbert, he averaged over 20 fantasy points per game. So, I mean, it's right there for you. This is an elite fantasy receiver and an elite receiver in the league who just does not get enough love in the public eye. But fantasy eye, the production is going to be there. Certified lock for top 5. He's number 5 for me right now. Certified.
Wow.
Book it.
Certified.
Certified slapper. All right.
That's a title name.
I had-
Certified.
I had trouble with putting with my number 10. I have Justin Jefferson there.
I did too.
I
by the way.
struggle with that. I have a list of 3 people. I just put 3 on there that came to mind, but I really struggled putting him in there.
You want to know why I did wind up having him at 10? Because Justin Fields is not starting for the Bears yet, and I would have had Allen Robinson there if that were the case. That's literally it. Terry McLaurin is a guy who's interesting, possibly, but I don't know if Fitzmagic will stay healthy long enough. And also, I'd rather have the other 2 over Terry McLaurin.
Chris
Plain and simple.
Godwin. Chris Godwin is interesting.
I was just going to say that.
At number 10, though?
He's very interesting.
I think he's going to have a massive year.
I
Like,
think
I'm
they're all
talking
gonna have
big
great
time
years.
year. Yeah, but I think he's playing the Wes Welker role in that offense. He
Antonio
can run
Brown's
the
playing a lot
entire
of
route
spots
tree.
too.
He don't have a contract yet either.
Yes.
I mean, look, he's a stud.
He's awesome.
I don't think he's going to be top 10 though. I think there's just too many mouths to feed.
And a little.
He's gonna be
Amari
fringe,
Cooper,
Mike.
too.
He's good.
gonna
I
be
love
fringe.
Chris Godwin.
gonna be
Amari
fringe.
Cooper is going to be hovering around that.
He's a stud, but his quarterback won't play half the season.
Who?
Dak.
You saw the headline. He won't be 100% the entire year. He hasn't played a game yet. All right. When he throws 65 times in game 1 playing from behind because Tom Brady's Bucks are going to fucking blow them out.
Energy.
65 throws. Watch. How's he going to feel after that?
Great.
Oh, my shoulder. I need another MRI. Another MRI. Coming week 2. Listen, he's a stud. It's just that there's something there right now. There's something there. But Justin Jefferson, to stay on subject here, 28% target share last year. Only 3 wide receivers scored more points after week 2 last year. I mean, he was a massive breakout. Second in yards per route run and yards per target. So he's a do-it-all guy. I mean, even with Kirk Cousins at quarterback, he's shown he can do it, and actually, he should elevate more, if anything. I mean, he's the number 1 receiver on that team, and it's a great offense. So, I mean, that's that.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right. So,
I put him there simply because Allen Robinson doesn't have a quarterback as of this date.
Right.
Subject to change.
And my fringe top 10 guy, and this is going to sound fucking wild, Robert Woods. Robert Woods. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I said it. Robert fucking Woods.
He's good. He's a good player.
I don't care. In the last 2 or 3 years, he was top 10 2 times out of the last 3 years.
If he got in the end zone more,
And
I would
he's got
actually
Stafford.
love that.
And he has Stafford this year.
Yo, as you say that,
He's good.
I'm going to save my point about Cooper Kupp for another show. But
I love Cooper
I
Kupp.
love Cooper
Me
Kupp.
too. I'm a fucking
Listen,
fan.
Target
guy-
machine. Target machine.
That would
Yeah.
be a bold prediction. I didn't consider him for top 10, but he will be close.
They're fringe.
And they're both possibly close.
Yes.
They're going to be fed a lot too.
I love Robert Woods, man. I think he's legit.
He's very underappreciated.
Yes.
Um,
Last year he was 9th. And now he has Stafford.
it's a loaded position this year. I mean, there's a lot of depth at wide receiver. But yo, let's talk about DK Metcalf because we just mentioned the name.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
One of only 3 players last season with 1,300 receiving yards and 10 touchdowns. He had the 3rd most red zone targets in the NFL last year. He's got the most red zone targets in the NFL by 5 total since entering the league. Certified stud.
Oh, absolutely.
And guess what? He's got the speed of some of the fastest receivers in the league, not to mention the size. I mean, that's why I was saying, like, he could wind up being better than a Hopkins. He's got the physical tools, and he's just scratching the surface. And he's got Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
I mean, he could very well wind up top 5. Mike, you had him at 4.
I'm at 4.
He's just a stud. There's
I just
nothing
don't
else
see.
I want to say.
just see him continuously getting better.
He's just going to get better. He really is.
Well, look, I had him last year. And he can sometimes be frustrating.
He could.
There was a couple games where I was like, bro, you gave me like 2-3 points.
Well, that's because he threw the ball away instead of running in the end zone.
Oh my God, remember that?
I mean, that,
DK. What the fuck?
if you draft DK Metcalf, let's say on the turn, like 2nd round, maybe, I think that's where he's going. Probably about like mid-2nd round. Okay. If you get him there, you're feeling pretty good because you think, oh, he could wind up top 5.
Yeah, potentially. He's got top 5 play.
I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to say there, right?
Nope.
So Calvin Ridley, Mike, you had him top 5, right?
Yeah.
And Nick, you had him
5.
You had him 5
Yep.
too.
Yeah.
I have him 7. Wide receiver number 3 averaged 11. He was wide receiver 3 in 7 games without Julio. Averaged 11.9 targets and 19.8 fantasy points in those games. So he's shown he can be that guy.
He's a
that
legit
dude.
1. He's
Yeah.
a 1.
And they're going to be throwing the hell out of the ball.
And they
so
have
I
Kyle
can see why you guys have him top 5.
You have Kyle Pitts, and I'm telling you, don't sleep on Russell Gage.
No, he's good.
And they have Mike Williams running the football, so they'll be a little
Mike
bit better.
Davis.
Mike Davis.
Or yeah, I'm sorry.
I ain't worried about
Solid.
Mike Davis, but I do see them chucking the ball a lot. I said Mike Williams.
Mike Williams.
Well, I mean,
Mike Davis.
they're one and the same.
Sorry.
Irrelevance.
Yeah.
But I mean, He was wide receiver 5 last season, despite missing a game and playing hurt for several games. So, can see it. Let's move on. The one that stands out, A.J. Brown, notably not on your lists. And I'm stunned because you both have Julio top 10, which I love, by the way. I can't believe where Julio's going in these drafts. I mean,
Good.
maybe I should say that first. We'll talk about A.J. Brown in a second, and then we're going to move on into the next segment after these two. Titans receivers. Julio Jones had 6 consecutive top 7 fantasy seasons prior to last year. I am not understanding the lack of love for this guy. He didn't forget how to play. 1 second. So, in the games when he was healthy last year, I thought someone was about to speak, and I have to. I'm adding.
I looked
at him, I'm like, is
what
he
the
all
fuck?
right?
You good?
Yeah.
You good,
I basically
man?
said, I apologize. That was a little rude. Okay.
I don't
In the
give a
games
fuck.
that he was healthy last year, though, he was ranked number 3 wide receiver in the games he did play. He didn't forget how to play, guys.
He got hurt.
And he was probably just, I mean, there was no need for him to be rushed back last year. He would have played if they were games that mattered. So, and he had a career high yards per target last year.
I don't understand why people are sleeping on Julio. Honestly, like he's literally like one of the top 5 best wide receivers in the game.
8
Still.
consecutive years, top 5 yards per route run. This guy is explosive. He can, I mean, he was the best, he might still be the best receiver in the game.
And he's not
To
going to be
this
able.
date, I mean, this is still an argument. He's right up there.
And nobody's going to be able to double team him.
And nobody's going to double team him. And I mean, yes, am I concerned that he hasn't done anything yet in training camp? Like, he's been sitting out practices. I don't give a shit about that, personally. If he's available week 1, give me Julio Jones in my lineup. And he's going like 5th, 6th round in drafts. This is laughable. It's laughable.
I got to be in them drafts.
I need to go on his league.
It might sound easy to us, but I'm just saying, like, ESPN didn't even have him ranked top 15, I don't believe.
Sorry to hear that.
ESPN had him ranked 21st.
Yeah, they're smoking wet.
Yeah, I don't.
That's another one.
I
to
don't
the
get
list.
it.
I don't get it.
I don't understand
The
it.
lack of love. It's crazy to me. So there's that.
Maybe I guess like due to the lack of understanding of the offense, maybe like that
This
could play a
guy's
factor.
a certified
but
stud his entire career. I'm not worried about his understanding.
I'm
He's
not.
going to get open.
I'm just trying to figure
It
out
must
what
be
they're
the
trying to figure out, you know
injuries.
what I mean? Yeah,
It's
could
got to be because he is a soft tissue guy.
Yeah, he
This
is.
guy misses
Hamstrings
games.
at the wazoo.
So, but still, I mean, finishing top 7, regardless of that, I can't believe it. I'm floored. You can
I
tell
agree.
in my energy right now. I can't understand it. And we all 3 have him there. That would be considered a bold prediction. But a real bold prediction is having both Titan receivers in the top 10. I need to understand why you guys don't have A.J. Brown, and then we're going to move on after
Okay,
this.
I don't have him because you still have Derrick Henry in the background, and I think Julio is going to be the more productive one. Like, Derrick Henry's going to get the ball. They're not just going to stop handing the ball to him.
They had Corey Davis last year, too, and it didn't seem to matter, and they were able to feed both of them. Corey Davis might be a sleeper wide receiver this year.
We literally just talked about this probably like the other day.
Last night. No, wait, was it last? It was the other
It was a
day.
couple
It was
nights.
sour hour. And we were sitting there and we were bullshitting. And I'm like, yeah, I like Corey Davis this year.
So we'll talk about it when we get to the sleepers. He's a sleeper. But point is they were able to support both wide receivers plus Jonnu Smith. I mean, I don't see why they couldn't. If they're an explosive offense, they both could finish with 1,000 yards.
No, I agree. I had A.J. Brown last year.
I can't believe it.
I had him last year, and sometimes he could be frustrating too. But he's also a home run hitting wide receiver.
He was frustrated for you? I had him too, and he was producing every week.
I'll be honest, dude. There were some games where he would have like 1 or 2 targets by like the 3rd quarter, and I'm like,
But he still wound
where's
up with
homeboy at?
He still wound up with 10
like, where
plus
the fuck
points
he
in
at?
those games.
Huh?
He was one of the most consistent options in the league last year.
No, I know, but there was a couple of games where he wasn't doing jack shit. And then he would rely on the big play screen
I'm
and
okay
then
with it.
go 80 yards for touchdown, which helped his production.
It could be frustrating, but guess
It is
what?
frustrating, man. I like a guy with
I don't
targets.
give a damn when he's
I'm a
putting up 10
target
plus
guy.
points a game. I mean, the only thing that is knockable on this guy is he missed the first 2 games of the year. Other than that, here's what I got on him, all right? Since entering the NFL, he leads all wide receivers in fantasy points per target. Number 1, okay? Top 3 in yards per route run. 28% target share last year. No reason that can't keep up. 4th in fantasy points per game when active last year in 15 games. He was a top 5 receiver when he was active. And
Yeah.
he missed some time. Very little, but still. This was one of the best receivers in the game last year.
Oh no, I love.
And
AJ
guess
Brown.
what? They're just going to complement each other.
I love him.
That's my bold prediction. They're both top
10.
10. Both Titans receivers, top 10.
You good, Phil?
Yo. Careful over
Need
there.
wipies.
Careful.
All right.
I mean, I think
we're all pretty good on on the top 10 wide receivers.
yeah, another great segment right there.
Yeah, absolutely. That was fun.
That was fire. All right. Phil, you know what to do. Let's go, baby. If that song don't give you chills, you got fucking problems.
Big facts.
Every time, man.
Before we move on,
Go ahead.
please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Also, give us a follow on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We would greatly appreciate it. No
Thanks,
cap.
Nick. We can count on you for that, as always.
Yes, sir.
All right. AFC North today, guys. Pretty loaded division here. So we're going to start with the Steelers because they went 12-4 and won the division last year.
Not happening again.
Oh, damn. Off the
know.
hip over here.
I mean, here's your storyline. Is Big Ben going to stay healthy? That offensive line is trash. That's the other thing. I can't believe they didn't upgrade this offensive line. They should be on speed dial with every team that has a decent backup. I mean,
should be calling the Eagles.
Andre Dillard should be their left tackle.
Yep,
I've been saying that.
been screaming.
But Big Ben lost weight and he's in shape. It's not going to matter, though, if they get through that
I was
line.
just like, what's he down to now? 350?
They drafted Najee Harris, who's a certified stud. But again, that offensive line is trash. Got to keep saying it. The defense is amazing. Devin Bush is returning, by the way. Low-key, one of the best linebackers in the league. And they signed Dwayne Haskins just in case Big Ben collapses.
Young Simba.
Mason Rudolph's still your backup. So if Ben is hurt, this season's over. I mean, I guess what we should start with is, do you think the Steelers are a playoff team this year?
No.
It's funny. I battled with this one, right? I think their defense is top notch. It's top 5 in the league.
Amazing.
Right? And defense wins, championship games, right? However, they were 12-4 last year, but there was a lot of games that they were very close with.
They should have lost that Eagles game. I remember that pretty fondly.
With teams, they should probably handle pretty well. I think they struggled with the Cowboys, I think it was, 1 week.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. They did, actually. Yeah, you're right, Nick.
Yeah, they
It was
struggled with them. It was weird.
It was like a 17-13.
They were like
That's
9-0 or something, or 8-0, and then they struggled with them. So they're just a weird team. However, I love the Najee Harris pick. I think they were missing that last year because James Conner wasn't it. Anthony McFarland, who they drafted the year before, he's not it for them. But I love Najee Harris. They re-signed Juju. They have Deontay Johnson, he could fucking play.
He's underrated.
Very underrated. And
Top 20 receiver, probably.
And so is Claypool.
And
I would take
could
Claypool
too.
and Deontay Johnson
Well-
over Juju any day of the week.
Hell yeah. I said that last year.
So look, bottom line, they got T.J. Watt, who's a potential defensive player of the year candidate. Mm-hmm. Definitely. Devin Bush is coming back. And look,
Cam Hayward.
they have the
Minka
pieces.
Fitzpatrick.
They got the pieces. However, will they win the division? No. Will they make the playoffs? I'm gonna say yeah.
So you change your mind.
I'm going.
'cause I know that.
Broads, I got you, bro. But yes,
I mean, listen, I've been coming around a little bit on this team, but I still think they're just going to narrowly miss out because until I see offensive line improvement, this team is destined to be fucked. When Big Ben,
but they have good coaching. Mike Tomlin's a good fucking coach.
he is, but when Mason Rudolph's your quarterback, it don't matter who's coaching.
Yeah, but you're going off of Big Ben being injured. I think if Big Ben is healthy, I think this team can win 10 games.
Oh, if he is, then
11
suddenly things change. It's just the offensive line for me. And Najee Harris, I love him, but they should have listen. Pat Freiermuth, or however you pronounce
It's going to be awesome.
stud tight end out of Penn State. They're just tight end country over there, okay? But listen, they should have drafted an offensive lineman second and third round. I cannot believe it. And if you weren't going to do that, you should have brought back Villanueva, who at least can play a little bit.
Yeah.
This offensive line is a major concern to me. It's one of the worst in the league.
That's their only weakness.
That's exactly right.
And that could really derail them.
That's why I'm saying I am deeply concerned because Ben is just a statue back there at this point. He's going to get hit a lot. They're not going to be able to run the ball some games. And what are they going to have to do? They're going to have to drop back and throw the football
I know,
a lot.
This team is just really, really weird.
It's
like, they're
frustrating.
so loaded on both sides of the ball.
It's so
I
frustrating.
don't trust them. I think they're immature as a group. You
Well,
got people
you got
dancing at the 50-yard line.
Juju's doing the goddamn milk cart
the milk carton
challenge.
thing. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Are you an idiot or what?
Dude, this dude can't help himself. He's always in the news for the wrong reasons.
He's ass anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I said this to Broads, dude. I said it last year. He said, "Why do you hate Juju so much?" I said, "Because he's not good enough to do the shit that he does."
Listen,
away
he
from
should.
Juju.
He needs
Stay
to
away
bang.
from Juju. I called that
you
too.
did,
He
you
was
did.
garbage.
He's a decent. I mean, if he's a slot receiver on a good team, he's a good player. He should be fucking sending his paychecks to Antonio Brown and saying, "Thanks,
I
boss."
was just about to say that.
Thank
One thing
you.
AB was right on is when he told him, "Now that you're the number one guy, you're going to see what it's like."
Claypool and Johnson
You
are
need
better.
me.
What?
He
You
said,
need
"You
Now,
need me."
and also, hey, Claypool got hurt, and we don't know. I mean, I didn't even see if he's back at practice, but that was an injury that was a little scary. So, I mean, if Juju's thrown into that role again where he's a top 2 receiver, that's concerning to me.
I think they're a fringe playoff team. I would lean no. However, the Ravens are really hurt. So I think they could have an opportunity to they could steal 2 from them if they don't get healthy fast.
Their defense is legit. It's top 5 in the league.
It is.
And if they
that's
could
what
score,
kills me here.
if they could score points, control the clock with Najee Harris, they're going to be tough to beat.
They just have to be able to run the ball, which is, I mean, he's so good that I wouldn't put it past him. But that offensive line, I have to keep saying it. Steelers fans out there, you should be deeply concerned about this offensive line. They're really patchwork.
But I think
They might be the worst unit in the league.
they're a sleeper team now.
They are because
Nobody's
that
talking
defense
about
is just
them.
so good, and they were 12-4 with similar issues last year.
Exactly.
Najee Harris, so I did notice this in the last episode. Nobody had him top 10, and he's actually getting a lot of love there. I think it's possible because, I mean, the workload's going to be there. Volume is king, and he's good. He's good.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He'll be fringe top 10. He's right there. He's a good player.
Watching him at Alabama was like
Stud.
he jumped off the screen for me. He was a monster. He wouldn't go down.
He won't.
He can catch. He could run.
Do
He
everything.
could do everything. He's a complete back.
So, real quick about Big Ben. Streamer, possible streamer, maybe a backup quarterback on your roster because, I mean, he's had high volume years previously. Last year was kind of a whacked year for that offensive unit.
They're
up and down.
I don't think he's a streamer because of his ability to escape. You know, I want somebody who's going to be like a more mobile quarterback to be a streamer for me.
For me, when he's at home, I'd consider it. When he's at home, he's unstoppable. This is a fact.
Well, yeah, if he's playing against the Bengals, maybe.
But
I'd
he's
pick
like
him.
always had that home road split. It's been so weird. He's a dominant quarterback at Heinz Field.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, so Benny Snell, someone to watch. God forbid if there was an injury, he's actually one of the better backups in the league.
He could play.
Chase Claypool and Deontay Johnson, possible top 20 guys, right? We're in agreement there.
Possible.
Deontay Johnson more likely.
I would say more or less top 30.
Top 30s, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Juju, we all have him out of our top 30, right?
I don't have him in my top 70.
I don't have, I don't have him in my top 40 off the top of my head right now.
I don't even have him ranked.
Yeah, like he would be one of those guys with the NR in the rankings.
I'm just not like, keening on him. You know what I mean? I don't care about him. So like he's not on my board.
Eric Ebron might be one of those streamer tight ends. He had some decent weeks last year, so we'll see. But so only Nick has them in the playoffs. I do not right now, but they'll be close. They'll be competitive, and they're going to be fighting for that last wild card spot. I won't be surprised if they take it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Nick, you have them in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think they're 7th seed possibly. So they're
you
they're
got them
fringe.
making that
I got
last
them.
spot.
Yeah, I do.
I have either the Chargers or another AFC North team there.
I only do because of that defense and leadership with Big Ben, and they have Tomlin. Tomlin is a very good coach. He's one of the best coaches in the league.
Yep.
And that's just what it is, man. I mean, coaching wins. So Yeah, I would put him at 7 right now.
Okay. So let's move on to the Browns. All right. They got a lot of hype this year. The Cleveland Browns.
Can they handle it?
Can they handle it? They always have talent. I mean, the defense still hasn't put it together. They've had talent there for a long time, and they were a mediocre defense. Can Baker take them to the promised land? Because for the most part, I mean, I'm just going to put it out there. I know you guys love Baker, and I like him too. But he's been slightly below league average as a quarterback. And there's a lot of supporting stats.
Why the fuck everybody staring at me?
Because I just want you to go.
There's a lot of supporting stats there. And that doesn't mean I believe he is, but the stats do not like Baker. I think that he's a solid, I don't want to say he's a game manager because, look, that run game is probably the best in the NFL. Can we agree on that? That's probably the best run game in the NFL.
Yeah. No, it definitely is. I mean, Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Yeah.
And you got maybe the best offensive line. All right. So that's that. Their offensive line's back at full strength. Okay. That's major for this team, and maybe that'll help Baker too.
It's top 10.
I mean, obviously the run game really supports Baker being able to play action and whatnot. He likes to get out and move. So, that's the major subject here. Is Baker that dude?
I like him, dude. You guys know I love Baker Mayfield. I think they're going to be really good this year. I think Donovan Peoples-Jones is on breakout watch.
He's actually...
I think he's somebody to keep an eye on because he was productive last year, and they were just figuring things out. They had some COVID issues with Stefanski. They did win a playoff game. I think Stefanski's the real deal, too.
Oh, he's awesome.
I think it's another year. I think a lot of teams that I think that were like fringe last year are only going to get better because now you have full off seasons. You can get in the locker room. You could do film sessions. You can get back to like that normal type of like football stuff.
I mean, and
That's
the
a good
Browns
point, Mike.
made some noise last year.
And like to me, Baker's stats don't tell the whole story with him.
No,
he is deadly accurate.
But he's got to be better, though. We can at least agree on that. He's got to do more.
But in terms of ball
Get a
placement,
number one pick.
he's a top 5 quarterback in terms of ball placement, where he throws the ball.
Oh! Phil, play that sound effect. I think I just shit myself.
Accuracy is perfect.
Yo, his fucking face is crazy.
Sound that fucking alarm, too.
Dude, he's
top 5 ball placement?
Accurate as can be.
Bro, top 5 in ball placement?
Accurate as can be.
I'm going to just go sit here and sit my wood.
That's fucking sour. That's fucking sour.
Accurate as can be.
Yo. Oh, man. He's not even top half in ball placement. He's not.
Come on, dude.
If we're going to go through the list right now.
Be. I'm not saying he's a top 5 quarterback. I'm not saying
but
that.
Ball placement, that's accuracy. That's everything. For
exactly.
And accuracy and decision making. That's point A and point B.
Okay, here's the thing. If you could get
if you're putting him in the top 5 there, that means he's got to be a top 10 quarterback in this league, and he is not.
Keep going.
He's a borderline 10.
No. He's not a top 10 quarterback in the NFL.
Dude, he's borderline.
Nick. Top 10? Borderline?
So here's a perfect example.
He
right now,
should be there, but he's not.
Right now, you would tell me you would take Kyler Murray over him.
Oh, my
Absolutely
God.
You would. Absolutely you would, right?
Oh, my God, yeah.
Who has more playoff wins? Thank you.
Yo.
Hey.
It's a team game.
It does.
Do I have to reference this again?
It is a team game.
Do I have to?
But you need leadership. If Kyler Murray's elite and he's that dude, he's getting that team.
If anything, Baker should be one of the best quarterbacks in the league because he's got the best. He's got literally the best offensive line, and he's got literally the best run game.
So what's that saying about this year?
Indefensible.
All right, well he could come out this year.
Top 10.
He could come out here this year and produce, but he's right around that 10 mark.
I believe in him.
I'm not saying
but
he's higher.
Not there yet.
I didn't. I said he's around that 10
He's
mark.
like a third-tier quarterback. He's a third, and that's like a distant from number 2.
No, all I said was that he's in that 10 range.
Oh, man.
Absolutely in that 10 range.
Bro said third tier.
Absolutely.
Way off. He's saying third tier. You're saying top 10.
If you weren't shot, you are now. Tonight proved to me that you're shot.
I'm shot. But
wait, you would take...
Sound the fucking alarm, Phil. I can't believe what I just heard. I can't believe it. This is quarterback.
On some real shit, you would take Baker Mayfield over Kyler Murray.
I never said that.
No, but you did say he had more playoff wins. which
All
is
I'm
insulting.
saying-
That's what I thought.
That's not
No,
even. You can't
all
even
I'm
do that
saying
yet.
is that you will sit there and make a case that he's a third-tier quarterback and Kyler Murray's this elite quarterback. I don't think they're that crazy far off.
Oh my God.
Mike,
Oh
I
my
think the
God.
talent it speaks for itself.
I don't think they're far off.
I think
I have
think
never
Kyler-
reacted like this on a show yet. I've been
far
fucking.
off.
I lost my shit sometimes.
I'm fine standing here on this island. I don't think they're far off.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine. When you're not really fine. You just can't get into it because they would never understand.
That's fucking awesome. That
I don't even know these sounds that are coming out here.
Legit,
Please
bro.
put the camera on me because I'm not lifting my head up.
Face palm.
I'm laughing at my own reaction. I'm not laughing at you because I like Baker. But that is fucking shot, bro. If there was one time, we've been talking about this.
All right, all I'm saying, if Kyler Murray better make the playoffs this year, because I'm not taking anybody that's elite that's 7 and 9 every year.
Yeah, we've been talking about times where I should walk off the show. You guys might need to finish the Brown segment your own.
He said, yeah, he's top 5
Phil.
ball placement.
Phil,
Absolutely.
if there was a time, this is the time. Top 5 in ball placement and top 10 in the league.
No, I never see. Here we go again. I never said he was top 10 in the league.
Segment's over.
All right, let me talk about the Browns.
Oh my God.
Come on, come back. Let me educate you.
Yeah,
If Mike said that right now, I literally might my shit.
your head would explode.
If Mike said that, that would have been icing on the cake.
All right, so my stance on the
God.
Browns, the bottom line is they are a Super Bowl caliber team. I do like Baker. I don't love him. However, I will say this. He has definitely matured as a person. In the last couple off seasons, he's always been in the news. He's always made snarky comments. This year, he's been relatively quiet. He's been a leader for that team, and I think they're going to take the next step. I really do. They got Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, like we talked about, OBJ, Jarvis Landry, and Higgins, and they have Austin Hooper and Njoku at tight ends. I think that's legit. Their offensive line is very good. Their defense is going to cause a lot of havoc this year. A lot of havoc. You got Myles Garrett. They signed Jadeveon Clowney, and they signed Malik Jackson. They're going to be a force up front.
They got John
They're gonna be
Johnson.
good,
You
dude.
said John Johnson? John Johnson III.
John Johnson as
Stud
well.
safety.
There you go.
The Rams are going to miss him.
So, I
they
think-
drafted JOK, which is
Yeah.
one of the best draft picks for value. I mean, I can't believe how far he slipped. They drafted Greg Newsome, shout out Northwestern, shut down corner. I mean, they're 3 deep in corner now. Denzel Ward's got to stay healthy. Andrew Billings is back healthy, underrated defensive tackle. They brought in Tack McKinley, too, who might be a good situational pass rusher for them.
Yeah.
Former first rounder. So they got the talent, but can they put it all together on defense? Literally, that's like that and Baker are the 2 things that are the question marks that like this team could literally make it to the Super Bowl. They have so much talent. And I like Baker. I gave you a hard time, Mike. I think he's very talented and he's a good leader. I like him.
He's gonna take
But
a
I
big step
need to
this year.
see him ascend. I need him to get into that top 10 range.
All I'm saying is
I need
Kyler
him.
Murray's on the 10 is around that 10 range.
Don't do that to me right now. Yo,
That's
I came back. I
that's
came
all-
back to
no,
the table.
That's all I'm saying. Kyler Murray is an elite
I was-
fantasy player.
I was giving you credit.
Elite,
Don't change it.
Elite fantasy player. There's a difference.
No, he's an elite quarterback. He was an MVP candidate for literally
He
3
wa-
quarters of the season.
No, it wasn't 3/4. It was maybe half.
It was Russ and then
that-
Kyler, and then eventually
and he
it
finished
shifted.
500, one game better than he did last year.
Bro, it's again, it's a team game.
I understand that. It's a
They
team
don't
game.
have a run game like the Browns do. They didn't have a defense that the Browns could have this year. They don't have it, and they don't have a coach. Kevin Stefanski can coach. He proved that to us. It's a team game.
So you're worried about Baker, right? So if you
I'm not necessarily-
if you put Kyler Murray on the Browns, where are they going?
Oh my God! Look out! Look out!
I'm
out.
saying look out now. I got them at 13-4. No
They-
cap over here,
listen,
of course.
Listen, they could win the division. They very well might. They went 11-5
I got them at
last year. They
13-4.
made some noise.
They are going to win the
I'll
division.
save it my division pick.
Yeah, they're going to win division. That's just.
I'll
rough.
save it.
100%.
Yeah.
I'll save it for the end of the segment. But like with Kyler Murray, if they had Kyler Murray, if they were fortunate to get him number 1, this team is a Super Bowl contender right now. Right now.
I'm not there with Kyler Murray, dude.
I think they're a Super Bowl contender right now with
So
Baker.
do I.
They are, and
So
that's
do I.
crazy. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm
But
trying to
to me,
emphasize.
if-
I would probably like them top to bottom roster. I'd probably like them better than the Chiefs. Although,
See
the
what I'm
thing is,
saying? Like, that's crazy, bro. We're watching 2 different fucking TVs. Kyler Murray is not that.
oh man,
You're telling me that he's
Mike.
elite, bro, and you're such a team game. He should get them over the
Mike,
hump.
I am encouraging you to please watch Kyler Murray footage when you go home. tonight.
I did. You know what I did? I was like, all right, athlete.
We got to move on to the Ravens. I can't.
We do.
I
All right.
can't. I was giving you credit a second ago. I am not. I
Athlete.
don't want to go back on it. I was giving you credit. Okay, they're a very good team, and if Baker ascends, look the fuck out. That's literally the question mark. Can he be one of those upper tier quarterbacks? It's a fair point.
Fair.
All right. Anyway, whew, man, got a lot of energy, Mike. I need to see a smile. You look mad at me right now.
No, not mad at all. I think you're borderline delusional on this topic. Because I'm just trying to figure out. I honestly,
This
I
is
need to
going
come
to be
over
a
and watch.
poll.
I need
This
to
is
come
gonna
over
be
and
a
watch your
poll,
TV.
guaranteed.
But
I will
the
make
poll
this-
can't say who is better.
Well, we can say though, where would the Browns be?
Yeah,
can say
I don't give a fuck what anybody
the
says.
Browns will
if
be
you
a
put
better
Kyler Murray on the
team.
Browns, they're not all of a sudden going to be better than the Chiefs, like you said. That
No,
is
I said
insane
their
to me.
roster, top to bottom, is as good when you get a quarterback there. That's what I said. The Chiefs are still my pick. I'm
And I
going to
just-
have them
all right,
winning the Super Bowl,
and that's fine, but-
regardless if they had Kyler Murray a quarterback.
And the
If that
gap
clarifies.
to me between Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield is not that big.
But the Browns have more pieces on the defensive side of the ball. If they can put it together, they have more defensive pieces than the Chiefs. Offensively, the run game's clearly better. The offensive line is better. They are missing help at wide receiver. I guess we should have clarified that. OBJ is kind of like a question mark in itself. I believe in the talent. I don't know if I'm going to draft him. I think he's going to get
Fuck
drafted
no.
too high. But
He
Jarvis
stinks too.
Landry is not meant to be a number 1. He's like a solid number 2. He's a solid PPR option as a wide receiver 3. We should have clarified that.
I'll be honest. I think the Chiefs would struggle against the Browns. The passer rush is going to get
Yo,
to
the
them.
Browns made noise last year. Now they have more on defense. If they put it together, look out. It's all going to come down to Baker, unfortunately.
Oh no, and I agree with you, Mike. And like I said, I do like Baker. For fantasy purposes, he's probably top 15, if so. I don't know.
I'm not. I would only stream him in an appropriate matchup.
Yeah.
This is a run-heavy team. They're one of the most run-heaviest teams in the league. That should help him though. And I like. By the way, Mike, I like that you said Donovan Peoples-Jones. It looks like he won that number 3 job. Rashard
He's
Higgins
good,
is hurt.
dude.
Rashard Higgins is not
He's
bad
really
either.
good.
But I liked him last year too. The talent's there. It's possible. So, and they got Austin Hooper, Harrison Bryant, David Njoku. They got weapons.
Peoples-Jones, he went to Michigan, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So, anyway, on to the Ravens. This is a pretty divisive team too.
Yeah, I would say so.
J.K. Dobbins out for the year really shot them for me. That was like the last straw. That was it right there.
Yeah, I feel like it deflated all their buzz.
It really did, because I think that prior to the Bateman and Dobbins injury, they were probably my division winner.
Really?
They probably were.
So Dobbins was the
Dobbins
X
was the
factor?
straw that broke the camel's back.
Wow.
out, dude.
Because you don't have,
No, they weren't my division winner with or without Dobbins, but
it's
Right.
gonna
that hurts.
it would have been close. And now it's more like the Browns have taken a lead. Definitely. The Browns, like I said, one of the most talented rosters in the league the last 2-3 years. They just have to put it all together. The Ravens, same thing. So it comes down to Lamar Jackson. Here we are again. We're talking quarterbacks. If Lamar can get back to MVP level, look the fuck out, because this team's defense is stacked. And even though, yes, they lost J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards is capable. The offensive line is still good, even though they made that trade. Everybody knows. So, yeah, that kind of hurt. Orlando Brown is irreplaceable. But they did bring in Villanueva, who I said the Steelers should have brought back. They brought him in to play right tackle, who should be better right tackle than left at this point in his
It's a
career.
downgrade from what they
It's
traded.
a
but
big downgrade.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
They're still a good offensive line. They have they signed Kevin Zeitler at right guard, who was also always very good. They added Derek Wolfe and Justin Houston on defense. This defense was awesome. that was actually one of the things Mike pointed out when he was gone. He said the Ravens' defense is awesome.
Oh, they're
They
awesome.
are. They're right up there.
Patrick Queen is legit.
I think I might have had them number
Patrick
one.
Queen's fucking awesome. You did have the Ravens number one on
Yeah,
your,
dude,
on your list.
I think their defense is for real.
So that's why I say, like, the recipe's there. If Lamar can play, guys.
My issue is like with Lamar, dude. If they get down by 10, it's like I have no faith in them to come back, dude, because he can't throw them back into the game.
And now I guess he's going to be challenged even more
And
because
Nick
we
said
don't
it
know
perfectly
who's
when
going to
we
be
did-
healthy week one at wide receiver for them.
When we did top 10 quarterbacks, I didn't even take that into account, which was 100%. It was great on Nick's part. Who the fuck is he throwing to besides Mark Andrews?
I did only
He'll have
because
Sammy
of the
Watkins
rushing
for
floor,
3 games.
But like,
But-
he should ascend more as a passer anyway. Even like, despite like he had some issues last year for sure. I think that I don't think the league has figured him out. I think that's comical. I think he actually made a comment about that. If you guys didn't see that, it was funny. It's like, basically he just brushed it off.
Who, Lamar Jackson?
Someone tried saying the league called up to him, and he's like, "Fuck out of here."
Fuck
He
out
won
here.
it, didn't he win his first playoff game last year? Didn't they beat the Titans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they figured him out after he won his first playoff game, not the first 2 he lost.
I mean, look, it's plain and simple. If he gets back to MVP level, the Ravens are a threat. We got to at least say that. Because it's the same thing. It's the same thing as the Browns. It's like, this is the quarterback question mark. Can
I
it
just
be
don't know if
answered?
they have enough offensively.
Look, I'm a bottom line it. I like the Steelers better than the Ravens right now. And I'm gonna
just
be
said
honest
that.
with you.
Yeah, I'm
And
there.
I'm gonna be
I'm
honest
there.
with you because like I said earlier, I don't know who he's throwing to. The Ravens fucked up when they didn't get him an actual weapon during the offseason because it actually doesn't help his progression. He's throwing to Sammy Watkins. That's
I
his
thought
best receiver
Antonio
right now.
Brown would have been a nice move for them this and last year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Pair him with his cousin Marquise.
Yeah.
Or even Julio Jones.
Julio Jones
That
would
would
have been a good move for
great
this
addition
type
for
of
them.
team.
Absolutely.
But like they're like, yeah, I guess at full strength, this unit could be pretty good because Rashad Bateman I like a lot. But it is a question mark. I mean, Marquise Brown
Inconsistent.
should be back for week one, it looks like.
Inconsistent.
Sammy Watkins, you
Yeah,
never know
I
if he's
want-
available.
I had him last year. I don't want anything to do with him.
But this is the thing. It's like I didn't go through the schedule yet. I think they can get by until he comes back with Watkins and Brown and Andrews and just a really strong rushing attack, which would have looked a lot better with J.K. Dobbins. Really.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just think their passing game is going to take a dive, and I think it's gonna hinder their ability to come back in games because they're going to be too reliant on the run.
So do you guys think that they're a playoff team at this stage?
Who?
No.
The Ravens.
No.
You have them missing now.
Yes.
Yep. I told you I had the Steelers ahead of them.
Man, and Mike, you don't have the Steelers or Ravens in the playoffs.
The Steelers right now. I'd take the Steelers over the Ravens.
Because at least the Ravens have an offensive line. I mean,
Yeah, but
all things
the
considered.
the Steelers have more
They got weapons.
overall. It's a team game
I don't know if they do, brother. I don't know if they do.
right now. Ooh,
They got more at wide receiver and running back.
Lamar's not the
That's
best
it.
passer, and he's throwing those C-level receivers at best.
I expect that he'll be better, though.
Who?
I do. I expect Lamar will be better this year.
I don't know, man. I think what you see is what you get from him.
But this
So do
team is
I,
good
honestly.
enough. This
he's a
team,
poor man's Michael Vick.
This team is good enough to win games by ground and pound and defense.
And
They're
defense,
good-
okay.
They're good enough to do it.
Can they do it with Gus Edwards?
Yeah, I think so because he's a guy who can handle volume.
And I like him, so
And
it's
you
not,
still,
not saying
and
anything
you
like
still
that.
have Lamar, and you still have one of the better offensive lines in the league. That's the thing. It's like offensive line. You win the games in the trenches. That's the one reason why the Steelers, to me, aren't like. I would be scared of them if they had one. I'd be scared because Ben's still able to play a little bit. So I have the Ravens making the playoffs, definitely. I don't have them winning the division anymore. I mean, if you guys want, we could throw out our division picks now before we get to the Bengals.
Well, I had the Browns.
I got the Browns.
I got the Browns right now.
Yeah, clean sweep.
I mean, literally, icing on the cake. with
I've had
J.K.
them, though,
Dobbins.
for-
Yeah,
for a while.
I mean, honestly, like J.K. Dobbins getting hurt didn't like sway me to pick the Browns. I picked the Browns because they're just better.
They are.
Top to bottom.
It's pretty hard to dispute that now.
Yeah, they're
now
just-
I just wait for Baker.
They got talent, man. They're fucking.
They're stacked. They really are. So now, that being said, let's go on to the Bengals real quick, which, I mean, look, their defense is trash. Not talking about that, all right? They got some offensive skill pieces. The offensive line there is also a question mark.
Yeah,
Not
bullshit. Jamar Chase looks
Okay.
horrible.
I'm not going to read into drops. I'm not. He's a stud. He's a good player.
That's concerning. If he was on the Eagles, you wouldn't be shitting your pants right
yeah.
now.
No, I wouldn't be because
He looks like Jalen Rieger.
I knew you were going to say that. I was actually just going to say I don't
Jamar
worry about it
Rieger.
with him either. I don't worry about it with him either. Actually, hold that thought. I got a stat for you.
Here we go.
I got a stat for you guys regarding Jamar Chase, and this is fantasy relevant. Okay, this is just sheer research. It doesn't mean that I think he's going to do it. Okay, since 2009, 5 of the 6 wide receivers taken top 5 in the NFL draft were top 30 wide receivers as rookies. This is also not counting the fact that I actually do believe he's very talented. I had him ranked slightly ahead of Devontae Smith in the draft. That doesn't mean that I think he'll have a better career, but I think right now, just more physical tools, and I want to see if Devontae can.
I'm just saying, when you draft somebody
really
5th
close,
overall, when you need an offensive line that bad,
Oh, I agree.
and he's dropping 3-yard in slants, that's worrisome.
I
It wasn't
agree,
like
but
it just
it's-
happened in one game.
It's nerves and it's preseason. I'm not going to read into that because I mean, also they got a ton of weapons. So they got Tyler Boyd, who's criminally underrated every year.
Dude,
they have
he's an
Higgins.
awesome fantasy player.
He's
Yeah,
awesome.
he is,
Yeah,
especially
he is
PPR. We have to highlight they could have 3 receivers in the top 30. It's very possible.
Dude, he gets 7-8 targets a game.
Yeah.
He's very good.
And T. Higgins is awesome.
Yeah, he was good last year.
So I mean, it's possible you got 3 top 30 receivers there. It really is. And
Can Burrow stay upright, though? Because he
I know.
fucked his knee up.
I'd be worried about him because they're really bubble wrapping the shit out of him, and their offensive line really is garbage.
If I was him, I wouldn't even try to scramble. As soon as I saw somebody come in, I would just fall.
And he showed like he can play.
I would too.
Yeah, I agree, Mike, because I don't think he should be taking those hits right now.
Dude, he ripped his
he can
knee
play, though.
apart.
You know
Oh,
who
no,
can play?
I'm a Burrow guy.
Yeah, I like him too.
no.
You know who else is pretty
It's a shame,
good?
man.
Auden Tate.
I know, and that's a wide
Weirdly,
receiver
yeah,
4.
yeah.
I had him last
He's
year.
weirdly
dude.
like good.
I
Like,
mean,
He'll
and
do it
look,
for me.
like they
Yeah.
got Joe Mixon, who's one of the better running backs in the league.
oh,
It's
no,
just-
he's
oh
not.
my fuck-
No, he's not.
We're not doing
Joe
this again.
Mixon is fucking garbage,
Yo,
Mike.
Phil,
Joe
get Mark
Mixon's a
Syracuse
good
on the line.
player.
Get Mark
He's
Mixon
a
on the
good
line.
player.
Mike, he stinks.
No, the Bengals stink.
No, he is
He
ass.
stinks, Mike.
No, he does not.
He stinks.
He's an all-around running back.
My turn.
I'm actually surprised. I'm surprised.
You two go ahead.
Now I wish I had the stats up. I wish I did.
Mike, he's
this
not
guy's
good,
a complete
man.
back. Yes, he is.
Complete back of what?
He can catch
Shit.
and run the ball. He's a good player. You're looking at 2 years where A, he got hurt, and B, the Bengals just suck. And their offensive line is trash. This guy was a good running back. Point is again, I come back to offensive line because the game in the trenches wins you games in this league. They are an offensive line away from being a competitive team, not a playoff team. They're a defense and an offensive line away from being a playoff team. They're a whole defense away. This defense
Coach is a little bit of a
garbage.
question mark, too.
Coach, I don't like either.
What's
But
it-
we
who's
don't.
it again?
Zach Taylor.
Zach
But we don't
Taylor.
really have. We don't have like a good enough sample size with him having, anything really.
Yeah, no. That's
This
what I mean.
team's a
yeah.
garbage project.
Yeah.
They did get Jonah Williams back at left tackle, and they signed Riley Reef at right tackle. So they won't be the worst in the league, but they're bottom of the bottom. Just they really are.
They're power bottom.
Yeah, I'm not a Joe Mixon guy, man. I'm gonna call what it is. He's not a fantasy guy. He's not. He's not a fantasy player.
Listen, I didn't say fantasy.
Oh, I just don't
didn't
think
say
he's
that.
that good anyway.
Listen, you want my take on fantasy? I think he gets drafted way too high right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Joe Mixon's not a second-round pick in fantasy this year. In past years, you could have argued that. He would have been a
Last year he had a lot of bugs.
Last
To
year,
me,
I
with
wouldn't
Joe
have done it
Mixon, it's
either.
always the same story. He gets drafted high, and he's horrible.
It's not his fault right now.
He, like,
No, I'm not even
flatlines.
blaming him. I'm
Yeah.
just
Listen, the expectations were that
yeah.
high for a reason because 3 years ago, or 2 years ago, not last year, the year before that, this guy was awesome. The problem is the Bengals just suck. And Joe Mixon got hurt. Joe Mixon was going second round for a reason. He's one of the more underrated
I still
guys.
haven't figured that reason out.
Because he was good. He's good. He's an all-purpose back.
He's got a low ceiling.
But fantasy, though,
Low ceiling.
if someone's taking him second, third round at this point, you've lost your mind. You lost me in that crowd. I'm not in that
You've
crowd
lost your
anymore.
season because you can't trade him. Nobody wants him.
can't.
So
And look, he
you
still
don't
might-
want him.
I don't want
He
him.
still
Yeah.
might put up 1,200 total yards and a decent touchdown total. But this is a team where passing is their bread and butter. At least he does catch passes, but they get hurt. They really do.
Yeah, I'm not a Mixon guy.
He gets hurt.
all.
This team, he's just not ADP. This is a guy where he gets drafted too high. So no, like if he falls 4th, 5th round, okay, we're talking. 2nd, 3rd round, you're fucking wild. You're shot.
Yeah, you're on my level shot. And that's shot.
Bro, that might be more shot than you if you take him second round. I've been arguing this with a few people. They've been asking me for fantasy advice. They're like, I'm considering Joe Mixon second round on the wraparound.
Tell
like,
them to
you're
take him.
fucking nuts.
Tell them to take him.
Yeah.
When somebody says something crazy like that, I'm like, yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, he's worth it.
So, I mean, other than that, we covered their fantasy prospects.
So what do you guys have the Bengals finishing? I mean, like, look, they definitely have young prospects, for the future. I like Joe Burrow a lot.
I like him too.
I think he's a gamer.
He's good.
I like him, but he scares the shit out of me.
Absolutely. And we, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd.
They got weapons.
They're stacked, man, for the future. It's just this year they're going to struggle because they don't have an offensive line to give him time to develop. You know what I mean? So he's going to be on the run and coming off that major knee surgery. I'm kind of worried about him for his health.
Mike brought up a valid point.
Yeah.
Listen, if I'm the Bengals, as talented as Jamar Chase is, and I know he's Joe Burrow's boy, you got to draft a tackle. You have to. Penei Sewell is right there, and he dropped to 7, which is just crazy.
Well, they drafted him because he went to LSU.
Yeah,
just like
exactly.
Burrow.
He's Joe
I get
Burrow's
it.
boy.
And I
but
get
still, if you're going to do that, then sign somebody too. Riley Reif is not enough.
But at that time, though, you have to save him from himself. Do you want to have a long career, or do you want to be out of here in 4 years because you're going to break your legs?
Listen, I agree with you there, Mike. I really do. They needed a bookend tackle.
Mm-hmm.
They really did. And that's going to hold this team back. I mean, they could be making some interesting noise with an offensive line, just being a competitive team. They're not a playoff team, though. They're a whole defensive unit away from that. They're going to be an exciting team to watch because they have skill talent.
I agree with that. 100%.
They got a running back, 3 receivers, and a quarterback. They're going to be fun to watch.
Like, it's not going to be like, oh, man, we got the Bengals on. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay. Like, Joe Burrow's playing.
You got fantasy
Jamar
relevance.
Chase.
You're exciting.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But they're going to lose a lot of games.
Oh, yeah, they're going to be horrible.
So there's that. We all have the Browns winning the division. I have the Ravens making it as a wild card. Nobody else does, right?
I don't. As of right now, I don't have
Nick,
the Ravens.
you have the Steelers getting in
Yeah.
wild card. Mike, you said neither, but the Steelers will be in the conversation.
Yeah, I think they're on the fringe. I go back and forth because I really like the Chargers this year.
I have the Chargers getting in. I'm not changing that either.
Yeah, no, I'm still there with you.
Well, who's to say that they both can't get in?
They can. It's possible. Can't rule it out. So there is the AFC North. All right? That's a good division.
That's a tough division.
3 really good teams
Tough.
right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll be crazy if one of them missed the playoffs. So, on to sports cards.
Let's go.
We told people to look out for this one. All right? Phil, give me a little something. Let's get some energy back because the Bengals just stole the energy. They really
Trash.
did. There you are.
Pulls up, 3-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good! Wins the game at the buzzer!
I love that shit.
I remember exactly where I
always
was when that
counts.
shot was.
So fire.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
So, Nick, Fortnite cards.
You heard me.
What? Fortnite. Like the Fortnite? Like the game Fortnite?
The Fortnite. I know. It's
You got my
fucking crazy.
attention. You got my attention.
Look.
Nick, give us a little something here. This is really interesting, guys. Take
will.
out your notepads for
I will.
AP Sports.
Let me ask you guys a question first. How big was Pokemon this year? Or last year? Big, right,
I
Phil?
mean, yeah. I mean, the card value is insane. I don't think that even changed. I think they're
Pokemon
valuable
Go
cards.
propelled that.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it still is kind of
Okay.
big. I mean, I don't play
4 years
anymore.
ago, you had people pulling over on 295 to catch a fucking Raichu.
Bro, I went to the Veterans Park to go catch some Pokemon
Yo,
with Phil.
Yo, the best,
Fun. It was fun. as
the
hell.
best
cap, of course.
location.
Yeah.
The best location was the Ocean City Boardwalk. They got fucking gyms on every freaking block.
Dude, that was,
They
it
had
was actually
Goldines
really
and shit
fun.
over there because of water.
I loved it.
It was a fun.
fucking
It was a fun
Goldie.
concept.
Magikarp.
Yeah.
But
Seadra, whatever the fuck it is.
sea drill.
Anyway,
Beat drill.
that's beside the point, right? So Pokemon was big, right? And why was it big? Because a lot of the kids that grew up, it was like nostalgia purposes, right? So my thing with Fortnite is when people were quarantined from COVID, what did they play?
Video games. Fortnite.
Fortnite, right?
Especially.
It was probably the most popular game
Warzone and Fortnite.
out.
That's it.
It was. And people still play it. A
You
lot
want
of
to know
people
why,
still
Nick?
play it.
Because it's free to play. So everybody plays those
Correct.
games, Warzone and Fortnite.
Correct. So, Pokemon started as what?
The game that everybody played.
Everybody played the game. And then
Video
and then it
game
had
wise,
cards.
card wise, everybody played it.
It became collectible because people were like, oh my God, I want a Charizard. I want to like on a card. You know
Yellow,
what I mean?
blue, and red.
Instead of
Game Boy.
playing on the video
Oh.
games, you actually
Clutch,
had it.
Mike. Clutch.
You know what I mean? So like, okay. So now Fortnite started as a video game and they came out with cards. So a 2019 Fortnite US print though, US print. You have to look this up. Hobby boxes going right now for $450. Now at the card show, which you guys need to tune in on that, there was a conversation I had with the vendor. We were talking about it, and he even thinks long term, this is a boom.
Wow.
And here's why: nostalgia purposes. When people look back from 10 years and like, wow, like, do you remember COVID? Remember how fucked up that was? What did you guys do in there? Play video games? What did you guys play? Fortnite. And there it is. It's right there. It's the same cycle as we were like when we were kids.
Nostalgia.
And we talked about this the other day. Me and Mike. We were talking about it for about like 30 minutes. And he kind of agreed with me.
Because my thing is when you look back, if you're a kid, just say you're 14 years old or even like a grown man and you had work. Because I remember when this whole thing happened in mid-March, to say mid-March to call it September was when I guess you started getting to like, you weren't scared to go around people anymore. That's when people started to say like, all right, they started seeing their families a little bit more. I was playing Madden again. I haven't played Madden for 10 years. And I was on there, I was playing it live. I was working from home and I was playing live and online with my friends and stuff. And I was laughing. I'm like, dude, this brings back so many memories.
Yep.
And so me and Nick were going back and forth, and he was talking about the Fortnite cards, and I started laughing because I'm like, dude, I think you're nailing it. I'm like if you really think of it, and we were saying it, I'm like, 10 years from now, when COVID's a distant memory, hopefully, 15 years, and you're like, yo, remember we were crazy when people didn't go out of their house for 3 months, and everybody was up all night, and they were drinking or whatever you were doing. You were playing Xbox all night. Like even the kids like our age who grew up with that, we're like the last of a dying breed for that.
Yeah.
That are 29, 30 range. They were playing video games again because there was nothing to do. You didn't leave your house.
PS5 went fucking wild. I mean,
That's
I
what I'm
was
saying.
buying PS5s for my friends.
It was crazy.
I got one for Phil even.
Yeah. So like you see it and it's like you look back and you're like, wow, like that really can make sense. Even in 5 years, it could already be something.
Because look, you gotta understand too, scarcity matters. The reason why these Pokemon boxes were going for so fucking much is because there's not many left. Right?
Yeah.
There's not many.
There's OG cards too. It's just not many
First
left.
edition is so hard to find. There's
Really?
only like a handful in the world, if that.
And then Nick, we were talking about this and we were saying like with Pokemon cards, because we laugh and we're like, dude, what were we thinking? Like we were just too young. We didn't know. But do you remember sitting like waiting for the bus at Blackwood Elementary? Like trading them out of your binders and shit like that. And I'm like I look back and I think about that. Like, remember when you were walking around with Game Boys and the red, yellow, and blue ones, and you would have like your friend would like you would have a blue one, you would have the red, I would have the yellow, and be like, yo, let me borrow yours for a week. Let me beat the yellow version. Then you would take it was Blastoise, Charizard, and Pikachu.
It was the best.
And Venusaur.
Yeah, and Venusaur. So like you look at that and it's like, wow, you bring that back and you just start laughing because you're like, holy shit, like that was what, 20 years ago?
Can't believe it.
Yeah.
Can't believe it.
And that's my thing. Like I think the 2019 Series 1 Fortnite hobby box is a fucking buy. I'm telling you, it's a
Shots
fucking
fired.
buy.
Phil
It's a
fired a
fucking
gun.
buy. At $450, I would buy fucking, if I had $2,000, I'd buy 5 boxes. I'd sit on them for fucking 5-10 years. Guaranteed you're going to fucking make money. Guaranteed.
There you go.
Guaranteed.
I think it's perfect, dude. I was hysterical laughing when he was saying it because we were just sitting there bullshitting.
It's the same cycle.
I
It's
love
the
it.
same
It really is.
fucking cycle.
It's right there.
It's right there, dude.
Because here's the thing.
And
here-
Ninja made that so popular too.
Yes.
I mean, everybody played Fortnite at some point. Even though, yes, like the other games have come out like Warzone, but there was a point when Fortnite literally controlled the video game market.
And
All to themselves.
here's
And
the
it
thing.
still does.
You can go on eBay and there's people selling Yu-Gi-Oh cards like
Yep.
Blue Eyes White Dragon and the Dark Magician. The only one from us, it was Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon, and Pokemon. Digimon didn't catch on.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh caught on a little bit, but not as much as Pokemon.
It fell off quick.
Yes, but
Those
as he
cards
was
still have
saying,
some value too, though. I did actually research that because I'm trying to dump mine.
yeah, and it's funny because I mean, who didn't collect that? That was just like kids that were born in the 80s and they grew up in the 90s. They collected sports cards, Garbage Pail Kids, all that crazy shit. that Garbage Pail Kids are going for $5,000-$6,000 a card. It's just not. I think he's nailing that. I think he is 100% right.
So listen up, audience. I mean,
I have
we
no
already
doubt.
know
I have
Nick
no
knows
doubt.
his shit. He is the card czar. He's
Oh,
the face
and
of the card market.
You had kids playing Fortnite, and they would be playing with Anthony Davis and LeBron James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big names are playing. Everybody was playing with Ninja. Everybody.
Yep.
And if you look up Fortnite Series 1 PSA 10, you'll find some cards that are going for literally like thousands of dollars.
Yo,
That's
Drake-
a lot of fucking money.
Drake was playing Fortnite with Ninja. I remember that too.
Exactly. So
I was
like,
watching Champagne Poppy.
So like if I'm buying the box, I'm keeping it sealed. Because scarcity matters in the end. I'm telling you, this is a fucking long-term play, and it's going to hit. I'm telling you.
I love it. When you get a box, let me know. I want one.
I'm going to show it right here. I'm going to put it right on the fucking
Please
desk in
do.
a couple weeks.
So I hope the audience
cap.
had their notepads out. All right? I hope they did. This is the face of the card market we're talking about at MP Sports.
This is massive potential. I'm not even fucking around. Like I feel this in like every bone in my body.
They're going to revisit this video one day when they're rich.
I'm happy it's on camera because when I'm right, we're going to play this shit back. No cap.
As you should. Yo, but real quick, Nick, before we move on to the quick hitters, we gotta speed things up. Give us the Valley Forge Casino sports card announcement again.
Let's
We're gonna
go.
keep doing it till this show happens.
Yeah, so the Valley Forge sports card show is on September 24th through the 26th. You can get your tickets online. P and I will actually be there probably Saturday or Sunday, but we'll let you guys know ahead of time. Also, be on the lookout for the sports card show from Wildwood. That's going to be posted on our YouTube channel if it's not done already. So, feel free to check that out and let us know what you think.
And you want to give us your usual notification bell announcement?
You want to do that?
Famous one. The famous one.
Fuck it.
I want it right now.
Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Also, give us a follow on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We would greatly appreciate it.
All right. So, we're going into the quick hitters. Phil, give me something. Just anything. All right? Little something.
I want to smack.
I don't got one of those.
That's a quick hitter. Like, yeah.
I usually use bang bang for. I wanted bang bang for quick hitters, but we got to come up with something for the cards.
That's it. I already used.
Yeah,
So,
we have. Phil's getting worked over there. He's doing a hell of a job as usual.
Always.
All right. So, this is gonna be real quick. Ryan Fitzpatrick, Fitzmagic. It's not really a surprise, but he did in fact get named the starter. Or it wasn't. It was a report that he won the job over Taylor Heineke.
Of course.
Fantasy implications are good because that would mean that the pass catchers have a real shot of thriving.
Logan
That's
Thomas.
right. And also that helps their playoff chances, which we'll be covering next week.
Do not sleep on the Redskins.
I've been screaming.
Yeah, no, you've
I've been screaming
Yo.
this, and everybody looked at me like I was fucking
Mike,
crazy.
I have trouble not saying their old team name. It's just drilled in
Oh,
my
I didn't
head.
even realize it.
I know.
My bad.
I do the same thing.
Oh, you're about to get canceled, fam.
Yeah, for real, bro.
The Washington football team, the dumbest fucking name I've ever heard. Come up with a team name for Christ's sake.
I wouldn't have even realized that unless you said that.
I know, and I
I'm
only
getting
noticed
checked
it
all over the
because
place.
I've been checking myself on that all the time because I'm so used to it. I'm so used to taking a dump on that team.
It's going to happen next with the Cleveland Indians.
Bigot.
That's going to be the next one that I'm not.
They
I don't
already
ever say.
changed. I don't even remember what the new team name is. The Guardians, right? The Guardians.
Yeah, they're going to the XFL next year.
The Guardian.
Anyway,
Yeah, let's
so
get back to this.
Fitzmagic, he won the job.
Love it.
Not a surprise.
Love it.
Look out. We'll talk NFC East next week. That's going to be fire.
Look out.
All right. Mike Budenholzer. This happened last week, but I just wanted to point it out because we had a lot of football stuff last show. He got a 3-year extension after the championship run. Is it a good move?
Yeah,
Yes
for
or
the
no?
rest of the NFC
Absolutely.
East.
Budenholzer.
Yeah, I mean, for the Jesus, man,
Damn,
for the Eastern
fam,
Conference.
you really are rusty, bro.
I am. I'll be back
It's
on my
a
shit
sour.
on Monday. Yeah, sour hour.
Mike was fighting pretty well though with the Brown stuff. I'll
He
give
was.
him that.
He
We
was.
were bringing him back. Bringing
Mike's
him back. All right.
I'm always ready.
Budenholzer though. All right.
Good move.
It is
yeah,
what
I
it
mean,
is.
I
He
mean,
won a
title.
ring.
What are you gonna do?
So there
Not
you
sign
go.
him?
We can't really knock him anymore. But Cavs sign and trade 3-team deal. Laurie Markkinen. He gets a 4-year, $67 million contract from the Cavs. The Blazers get Larry Nance, and the Bulls get Derek Jones Jr., a lottery-protected 2022 pick from the Blazers. and a 2023 second rounder from the Cavs. Who wins the deal?
I'll be honest with you.
Anybody?
I would lean Cavs.
Me too.
Because I think Markkanen's a good player.
Yeah.
I'm actually shocked that the Cavs did something like where I wasn't totally floored with stupidity.
Larry Nance is a good fit on the Blazers if they do wind up having Lillard.
I don't know. I kind of like the Derrick Jones Jr. for the Bulls.
I really honestly I don't really even care.
I mean, regardless, this trade is like
I think everyone
doesn't matter in the grand
everyone's
scheme of
happy.
who's going to win the championship, but like,
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, I mean everyone's happy, so I guess I'm happy for them.
yeah,
It wasn't
It's a
even news
wash.
to me.
Yeah.
that's what life's about, happines.
But we got a couple NHL points from last week.
Let's go.
2 players got the same exact contract in the same day, hours apart. The Canes and Andrei Svechnikov, one of the better players in the league. 8 years, $62 million extension, 7.75 per year. I have to say it because he is one of the best players in the league. Okay? So I say it is a good move. If you guys want to object, feel free to say
No,
it.
I agree with you.
I don't
Wow,
have anything to say
they
about
really
it,
had
no.
the same deal.
Literally the same exact contract.
Do they have the same agents? Like, I don't know.
They were watching TV that
Yeah.
day. They're like, oh, shit. The Flyers respond, and Chuck Fletcher says, oh, shit. We got to sign Coots.
Exactly.
Coots.
The market.
Underrated as hell, as usual. 8 years, $62 million for him, 7.75 per year. Coots is long-term with the Flyers. He's probably going to be the next captain. I love it.
I love this move. Yep.
I actually think they got him cheap
Yeah.
because Selk Trophy winners always go for a lot of money. I think they actually got him at a team-friendly deal, believe it or not. He should have gone for more. He would have gone for more on the open market. So I want to end the show on a positive Flyers note. But again, I've said this previous episodes, watch out because they got to get back under the cap.
I was gonna say they were under the cap when we covered them a couple episodes ago.
By a
Now
lot.
they're like buying, like they're getting more players. I'm
mean,
just like,
I guess
what's
it's
the net?
possible this could have freed up some cap, but they still need to do more. They need some wiggle room for during the season. So I'm expecting another move. I'm just saying it. But overall, good contract.
Yeah,
Go
absolutely.
Flyers, all right?
I think they're gonna be good this
We
year.
got hockey sound effects that we're working on. I would have played one right here, but I don't think that they're ready. So that being said, that's our show. We'll get back to live stream next week. We will announce it on our account. Again, look forward to Mondays and Thursdays, 8 p.m. live stream during the NFL regular season. Before Monday Night Football, before Thursday Night Football, spend your time with P&I, baby.
P&I, baby.
That's your preview. That's all you need before those games. You need P&I in your life. All right?
Absolutely. More
So-
heat wave.
Nick, you know what to do.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Also, give us a follow on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and we'll see you guys next week at P&I.